When you find your life's work after you've retired, there's nothing else to do but throw your whole self into it. And that's what my next guest has done. The war in Ukraine has left 1 million dogs and cats homeless. The animal population continues to increase, along with a significant rise in rabies that's impacting the human population. Dan Fine, a retired tech executive in Edmonds, began volunteering back in 2022, helping to rescue animals over there. And he founded a nonprofit and has produced a new film highlighting the seriousness of this issue. And he joins me now.
Thanks, Kelly.
Wow, thank you so much for being here.
Yeah.
This is truly incredible. So how did you get involved in this work?
Just always loved dogs. Yes. And I feel like I'm kind of a dog, part dog. My pronouns are good boy, And I just,
Stop.
I know, I do love dogs. And I heard about the war, and I'd been over there in 2014 to do a little work with Microsoft. And the Crimea War had started then, so I kind of knew a little bit about it. And then I ran into this Ukrainian guy at the dog park, and he kept telling me about, what the animals are going through and what people are going through. And I was like, well, I should go do something. So I just immediately went up and started looking for opportunities. Ended up at a sanctuary for a month, which was super hard work, but really, really
rewarding, I bet.
Fulfilling.
Yeah.
But these animals had, shrapnel in them, and it was sad. But to help them was so good, to give them love, and they didn't know where their parents were. So I decided to go over there, and then you start peeling the onion back and you start learning what the problems are. Low sterilization, the shelters are full, 1 million animals wandering around, wondering where their owners are, looking for food, and now disease, right?
Right, and tell me about rabies and how, rampant this can get, and then obviously with the human population.
Yeah, rabies is not a good thing. And if you think about the United States, we had about 3 cases reported last year in all the United States. Ukraine's maybe 1/10 of our size, and they've already doubled to almost 400, and those are reported. Where the rabies is happening, they don't report because it's all been blown apart, right? There's no hospital to go report the rabies to, so it's way worse than we think. And so we have to do something about it. And we can.
And you are, and that's what's so inspiring. And, you already inspire me so much. And you actually did a documentary, War Tales, and it was accepted into the Seattle Film Festival. Tell me about this.
Today we find out we got nominated. So I guess you get selected. We got selected.
Okay.
Enough people watched it and rated it, gave it a 9.6. And so now we've been nominated, and June 30th we'll find out if we win.
Congrats. So tell people about it.
Okay, so while we were over there, we decided to take all our footage of what's happening and try to explain to people kind of this perfect storm, which is 1 million animals on the street now because people had to evacuate, the rabies, the shelters overflowing, and then how are we going to stop these animals from migrating to the rest of Europe and spread rabies, which is 100% fatal. COVID is 30%. If you get rabies and you're not pre-vaccinated, which very few people are, you're going to die.
Wow.
And it's a horrible death. So we think we can solve it by using these unemployed Ukrainian vets, and there's the supply chain's already there with the vaccines. The mayors give us these kind of bombed out buildings or whatever to work in, and then we just start like a factory and start catching dogs and cats and vaccinating and sterilizing. So that's what we're doing. That's kind of the aim of the movie, is to show people what we can do and that there's hope, and we need to go after it.
Go after it. I love that slogan. And you started a nonprofit, UWARF. Tell people about that.
Yeah, UWARF we started out of Edmonds with my partner Tana Axtell, and we just decided to raise money and do missions. So we've been over there. We've done 8,206 dogs and cats.
You are incredible. Wow.
But we have so much more. And so if we can get a sponsor like the EU, the European Union, who wants Ukraine to come in, Ukraine wants into the EU. The EU has very strict animal welfare rules. And so let's get the EU to help us organize this effort, and then we can go to town and take care of this problem, save a lot of pain for animals and human lives.
Amazing work, so important. And you used to, go to Ukraine quite a bit. You were traveling there frequently, but then you have, something maybe health related going on, if you're open to talking about what has changed there.
Yeah. It was a total surprise. And to me, I'm not particularly sad about it. It's a new journey for me, but When I got back from Ukraine last time, I found out that I have stage 4 pancreatic cancer, which is not a fun thing to have.
No.
There's no cure, so you just go through chemo. And it turns out that I'm really good at chemo. Like the doctor said, like, you're the first guy to gain weight on chemo. You know,
Yes,
yeah.
go
So
Dan.
it's responding really well. My numbers are headed the right way. Everyone's been, you talk about the support and the love and feelings you get from people. That works.
Wow, my gosh, you're giving me chills. And what has you, still going and feeling so passionate about this work and what you want people to know about where that passion comes from?
The passion is that, it's a huge problem and it's going to happen. It's not like it might not happen. It's going to happen and it's going to be a bad problem. However, there is a solution. It can be solved. It's not that hard to solve. It wouldn't require that much money to take care of it. And so for me, what I can do is really push. I can't go over there, but I can push this documentary out, get the knowledge, and motivate people to contact the European Union on animal welfare and tell them, please take care of these animals in Ukraine. And if we can do that, I'll feel good with my life and I've checked my box. And it's a thing that can be accomplished, and I'm really hopeful for it. And I always have infinite hope. And you can tell I'm a pretty positive guy. I love positivity. And it's the right thing to do. It's the kind, right thing to do.
And sometimes just the kind, right thing to do is really all you need to know about. And that is so incredible. You're so inspiring. Thank you so much for being here and the work that you're doing.
Thanks for having me.
Yes. And War Tales will be shown as part of the Seattle Film Festival on June 27th. That's so exciting at Aegis Queen Anne right here in Seattle.